I am hard as hell right now.
Hey, don't speak like that. We're respectful here. Hey, man, that was amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bruce.
That was so good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Chain of Rant podcast. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco.
That's me.
And if you didn't know, I'm here to let you know this show will be slightly explicit.
Canadian explicit.
Yeah, we'll be Canadian rude. So
we'll be very polite, eh?
So I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to listen to something else. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry.
Sorry, mate.
Make sure that you rate the show on your podcast deliverer of choice, and like us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. Check out the Chain Rant store at chainrant.com. And this episode is brought to you by our patrons, those lovely people who are watching at patreon.com/chainrant.
Or not watching. Either way,
not watching.
We love you.
McClellan Bagpipes by North Carolina artisan bagpipe maker Roddy McClellan from Eust in Scotland. They don't strive to be the biggest, fastest, or the cheapest. They do, however, meticulously craft a small number of warm and stable-sounding instruments of heirloom quality. Roddy has followed this philosophy for over 30 years and continues to evolve with innovations like the Elevation Chanter, designed with North American bands in mind, providing a lower pitch, rich harmonics, and strong, clear projection. Elevation Chanters, along with chanter reeds from Adrian Melvin, provide a stable platform for a thick band sound without big overhauls. Check out bespokebagpipes.com for more information. McClellan Bagpipes, born in Scotland, made in the USA. And Sheehan's coming in with shots. Odd open? No, even open.
Yeah, that's all you, buddy.
Damn it. Hey, hey, Sco.
Yes, Josh.
You know what really takes me for a Gandy?
What's that, Josh?
When we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Bruce Gandy, on the show.
Right.
And it only it takes him less time to figure out how to get this thing working than it did for us.
And Bruce is not known for his technological savvy.
I cannot believe, talk about everything that can go wrong.
It absolutely did, as per usual. And we're running late, so we apologize. But Bruce, we're sorry. We tried to get it out on time, but these things happen, as you well know.
Yeah.
So I guess we should introduce our guest. Should I introduce him?
I think so. Yeah.
So Bruce wasn't. It took a little bit of finagling to get our guest on the show today. He was a little nervous. Would you say nervous? Like I don't know what's the right word. Hesitant.
Puckery. Hesitant.
He's like
hesitant, reputationally cautious, perhaps.
Understood. Absolutely.
So on a
the
scale,
demographic of my teaching.
On a scale of golf hole to balloon knot, how puckered were you about coming on this?
Oh no, not like putting for birdie or anything like that.
Yeah, so let's see. I've only met Bruce a few times. I'd say twice, maybe a few times. He's obviously, we know him by reputation more than anything. But Bruce, I first met Bruce when he was staying at Len Wood's house. You're friends with Len Wood in Phoenix. And yep. You go down and teach their band every so often or whatever. And I used to play with them. But that's the first time I met you. And then, of course, you work for the Dojo. I know you through that as well. Or you do classes through them. And then
I'm getting a ton of box bagging and shit going on here.
Yeah, we had somebody sneak in the background, and the chair's making a lot of noise. Like, you can't see her, but there's somebody in the camera just kind of watching and listening.
She's got us at gunpoint. This is our hostage video.
Yes. She will not. If she shows up, she'll have a sock over her head. So I was able to talk Bruce into it. Took a couple weeks, but we were able to do it. But the legendary Bruce Gandy, who's known across the world for his teaching, his writing of music, his playing, of course, he's done it all. His legendary rivalry with the West Coast Canadian Jack Lee, all that. I mean, not really. You guys are best of friends, right? But
we are indeed.
Yeah. But we have Bruce Gandy. We're so honored to have you here. It's I appreciate you taking a chance here. We promise we won't chant or at you too bad.
That's way better audio all of a sudden, whatever you did.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I fixed it.
Josh fixed it. See, we're so bad at this, Bruce. We're
Does it sound like we're coming through microphones now, Bruce?
It sounds a lot better when you come through microphone and not through your computer.
See,
This is why they pay me the $0.
$0. Yeah. See,
It's about the solutions, though. I mean, that's how I teach too. The problem's not the issue; it's the solution, man.
exactly. So, but thanks for being on the show. We're gonna talk to you. We're gonna talk a little bit about lots of things, but we should probably do a couple notices here first.
Oh, we got notices.
Well, the usual nonsense.
We already did that. Are you talking about the open?
No. The fucking Discord ad.
Oh, yeah. Join the Discord. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Life Checks. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing very well.
All right, let's move on.
How you doing, Bruce? You doing good?
Awesome.
Sweet. Life Checks done.
So, Bruce, you're going to be in Vegas in a week, or in this part of the country?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I'm coming down next Friday to judge in Redding, California,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
and then we're taking a quiet, if there's such a thing in Vegas,
There is not.
quiet, grab heat, read a book, play golf, holiday.
There you go.
So we're gonna black him out.
We have to. Yeah. You're gonna have to meet up with us at some point. You realize?
Reading is lovely.
you imagine Bruce-
I would highly advise if you're in the area and you have time, Lake Shasta, gorgeous. If you're into that sort of thing,
What is Shasta?
Lake Shasta. It's a big lake.
Yeah, no, I'm in no time really. I'm just judging the contest all weekend. I am playing golf Friday with my friend, and
So
that's it. And
If you had to,
Vegas.
if you had to judge, which is more frustrating, golf or bagpipes?
We stumped
It's
him.
a bizarre question because there is no judging in
Well,
golf.
not judging.
No, I'm saying like which is more frustrating to play, golf or bagpipes?
Oh, fucking golf. I love it, but I get worse at it, and then I'm not sure how to fix it. Where at least with pipes, I usually know what the solution is. Whether I can execute that or not, that's a different thing. But
No, ironically,
golf,
Josh thinks the same thing about pipes. The more he does it, the worse he gets.
Yeah, over time. on a long enough timeline, I'm going to be terrible.
Yes. Well, I don't think it's going to take that long at this rate.
we're all going down that road.
Oh, yeah. We all get older, brother. Josh has just turned, 31 recently?
Yeah, 31.
So I'm 45. I don't know we won't ask Bruce how old he is. We certainly won't ask our guest in the corner. But
Well, I don't know. If you take your difference and then stack it on to you, Andy, then you're coming up to me.
oh boy. But so Josh is just starting to realize that getting old sucks. Like when you hit your 30s, things definitely don't come as easily as they used to.
I also feel like I've aged about 10 years in 2 years.
Oh, well, the drinking and the...
Well, it's like, what have you guys done so far? I was like, oh, well, we had mass pandemic, global war. Like, we're doing great.
Psychologically, we're doing amazing. Like the psyche is awesome. This is going to be great.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Everybody from my generation was like really excited to not be in Iraq anymore.
Oh yeah. Now here we are again. Yeah. So I like to pass the time and sulk my tears and playing bagpipes. I guess I don't know. Like
I will say, every time that I pick up the pipes, as much as I'm like dreading it, it does make me feel better.
playing, I would say
every
almost
time.
any instrument.
Like I was dragging my ass out the door to go to practice on Thursday, and I was so happy as soon as I got there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fuck, I gotta go. Fuck.
Yeah, as soon as I got there, I was like, oh yeah, I do like this. This is great.
Yeah, this is fun. We're having a good time here.
I came home, I was in such a better mood than when I left.
Bruce, do you still have that experience?
For sure.
Are pipes still like going to the band and like is it still like a turn on for you at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same as you guys, and I was having a hilarious, funny joke. Funny for me. You hear these stories of old people going, I don't know what I did before I retired. I'm so damn busy right now. And I've said that here, like we've got bands starting up again. We're just getting out of the whole the shutdown carry on, and we're getting ready for band. And I'm like, how the hell did I get enough time to play my pipes and go to band before? And I'm not playing as much as I should right now, and I'm busy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I'm going to have to cut a whole bunch of stuff to make that time to go back to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit on a Sunday morning going, oh man, I can't be arsed to go out there. But as soon as I get in there and see everybody, it's like, yes, here we go. Let's get at it and let's play some tunes. And
yep,
it's just getting in the door.
Practicing on your own, really, for the most part, is kind of boring.
Oh yeah.
Especially when it's the practice, not the rehearsal practice.
Right, exactly.
When you're doing it different.
Yeah.
It's a different
running
place.
fundamentals.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. It's very similar to the gym. Getting through the door is the hardest part. Once you're there, you get the momentum.
Well, yeah. Once you're there, you're always so glad you went.
Yeah, absolutely. After you feel good, it's like
unlike the Huntridge Tavern, where once when you leave, you're like, why?
Why did I go? That's what I was thinking last night when I was driving home. Because I texted both of you two last night, like, hey,
you texted me at midnight.
It was like 11:30. I was on my way home from this gig, which we're gonna get to, and I texted both of you, like, hey, anybody out? Anybody doing anything? Because I'm on my way home and I don't want to go home yet. That kind of thing. But I was definitely like, when I woke up this morning, why did I do that?
Oh, did you ended up going out?
I did. I went to. I just by myself. I had a drink at the Huntridge and went home. But
when you drink by yourself, it's called alcoholism.
Well, I mean, we know people there. Like I met a couple of English. There's two English fellas at the bar. I walk in. They're like, "Hey, you got to meet this guy. They're from England." I'm like, "What does that have to do with me?" I was in my kilt and shit.
You were immediately posted.
Oh yeah. So I was famous in there without knowing anybody.
I would love to pretend like I'm not a fucking barfly, except for I know all the bartenders. So I'm assuming Raleigh was working.
Raleigh was there. No, he just got off, but he was hanging out. And Buck was there. Buck was the bartender that night. And then I met these two English guys. They were funny as shit, man. They had the craziest stories about they were getting fights, going to clubs in like London, wherever they were. I forget where they're from, somewhere. But anyway, it was a good time.
Some former oppressor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. So
no, there's enough of that everywhere else.
Absolutely.
So Sco,
yes, sir.
You told me I've got Bruce Gandy. He's going to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I said bullshit. And now look, here we are.
I know.
Take her away, man. Let's get deep. Let's get deep into some piping nonsense.
Yes. So let's start with an easy topic, and so I'm going to start by bragging about
easy
myself.
topic. Boobs man or ass man?
Again, a tough one. I think it changes. It changes in the season.
Oh yeah, that's a good
that's
point.
Fair. That's an incredibly fair point.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce,
in Highland dress, I'm going to say ass man for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because when they wear
the
that vest,
pleats,
you can't see them.
Yeah, okay.
Me, I'm a vagina man. Just so you know, Bruce. I just wanted you to know that.
And episode title.
Me, I'm a vagina man.
Worst superhero origin story ever.
And he tries to put some upstate New York accent on it.
Exactly.
It's me, Vagina Man.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's the best. But yeah.
So now bagpipes.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a student. I want to give a shout out to a student of mine, Heather, who's a dojo person as well. I don't know if she goes to your classes. I'm sure you've seen her.
I believe you mean Miss X.
She doesn't care. And she had her first grade 3 competition this weekend. Today, as a matter of fact. It's in the Capital District area, Bruce. Andrew was one of her judges, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
And then a lot of the usual people in that area. Anyway, her first grade 3 competition. She was scared as all hell, as we all are. And she actually got a placing. She got a first in her P-Brock, actually.
That's fucking awesome.
So shout out to Heather, who did amazing.
Dude, good job, Heather.
Yeah, she blew her jig, but that's okay. Andrew Douglas was her judge, and she was like,
dude, do you remember how much she was shitting her pants when she was here?
Yes.
And she was like, I don't think I'm going to play today. I was like, you're playing.
You're playing. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, as her primary instructor as well as her dojo instructor, it's very rewarding to see your students do well. And that's what I wanted to bring up to Bruce about, because you've taught everybody that's anybody on all over the world, to be quite honest. You do all the clinics, you do everything. So I wanted to like sort of pick your brain on, being an instructor of lower level, grade 5, 4, 3, whatever, that kind of thing. And how you feel about your students. Like, is that, for me, it's a great source of pride to like see them do well, not just for myself, but, they feel really good about it when they have, they put in all the hard work, and it's just a meadow in the middle of nowhere, upstate New York. Who cares? But also, it's, hey, validation. I put some effort in, and something happened.
It's total validation for the effort they're putting in. You know, I mean, I do my thing to get ready at a contest, and if I do well, cool. And if I don't, shit, you know. But that whole emotion thing really lasts for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's on to the next one. You know, I never get, I mean, I might go to my own room even sometimes and go, yes, I know, I bust my ass and I really wanted to do this and I got it. And then it's done.
Right.
Because, you know, I've seen some people talk the game in piping, and it's just like any other sport. You're going to get your ass handed to you next week if you're not careful anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really senseless to get wound up and be bragging about it.
Mm-hmm.
And all the guys that, and anyone who needs to brag about it needs to practice harder anyway.
Right.
You know, if you play well enough and enjoy it well enough and you get the respect of your peers, you don't need to brag about any of that shit anyway. It's just like, okay, today we went, and you know, I did the best, or Jack did the best, or Willie did the best, and it's like, way to go. I tried hard. I played pretty good. Obviously, you were on your game. But when my students do it, and I know that I put all that effort in, and you'll know this, Andy, like you've talked them down off the bloody walls several times.
So many times.
You know, the reward of that to me is days and days and days. I find it's so much better. The students doing well. In fact, I posted about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, actually, I posted on my own team app.
Oh,
but
okay.
I mean, through all my crew, but there was about 4 of my students that I kind of have forgotten that they were going to be playing in the clasp contest in Scotland in the beginning of February. But, you know, one of them won a pile of things in grade 4, and he said, I didn't play very good. And I never actually got to listening to his links.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you got a second and 2/3 or something, way to go. You know, and another lady I teach, she won one of the events. And another person, another older fellow I teach who's really musically smart but hasn't been at it long, and he played in grade 4 last year, and he got the boot up to grade 3. He won a grade 3 P-Brick. I'm like, what the hell, man? Way to go!
That's fantastic.
You know, and that's, you know, and I'm having a great time posting this note to a shout out to my gang, way more than, oh, I was jazzed. I won the MSR at XYZ contest. So.
Yep.
No, without a doubt, being able to help someone get to the next place and get a result.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me ask you this. And this is something so you're obviously like a super top level player, so you're going to come at this from a different angle than me. I am very average, middle of the road, grade 2 US best. But I feel like one of my strengths is teaching.
So UK grade 3.
UK grade 3 probably, yeah. But anyway, so you know you've probably heard the I don't know what you call it, but the statement that like those who can do and those who can't teach, right? And I think it's obviously it's
infuriating.
It's an infuriating statement, yeah. But it's not untrue, but it's also not 100% true. But my point, why I'm bringing this up, is one of the things that I'm always thinking about is. And what you just said made me think of this, Bruce, is that like I get so much more joy from my students doing well than when I was competing and if I was doing well, like great. And then I'm like, I stopped thinking about it. Like, but it's also that self-hating musician thing where it's
it's also kind of, you know, competitiveness and like the goldfish mentality of, okay, sweet, one, next one. Like,
well, yeah, of course, as a player for sure. But as a teacher, like I get so much more joy out of that. But then I think about like, and this is, Bruce, you've done well in both things, obviously, but like it's like, well, do I need to go back out there and prove myself as a player now because I'm doing well as a teacher? Like I'm thinking about these things. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like to think that I have to go out there to do well again to do that. Mm-hmm. But there are times when I feel like, I mean, I did a lot of the online things. Not so many last year, but the first year I did tons and tons of them.
Right.
For 2 reasons. One is that, you know, to be honest, I was worried that if I just kind of let it all flop, I'd completely lose my chops and the road back would be so long. Mm-hmm. So I kept trying to play, and I still really right now, I mean, there's nothing coming up right now that I knew of to play in. So I'm playing in by the end of April. I'm going to get ready for the Livingston Invitational and the Atlantic Canada P-Brick Challenge. Mm-hmm. There'll be something in early June. and then July and August, Scotland. So I try to get something every 6 weeks or so to give me a chance to have a little break, but then rev back up. Mm-hmm. But I also felt at times slightly hypocritical if I'm telling my students, you need to get out there and compete. You need to get out there and compete. But there's a balance as well to how much some people want to compete all the time. Last year, I told one of my players, you need to, look, I'll give you a free lesson for 2 weeks if you're worried about the entry fee, but you got to stop competing for like a month here because you're playing this week and then you're getting ready to play next week, and you, because it's online and it takes time, so you don't even have your results and your anything that's either pro or negative on your sheet to let you know how to
adjust
practice, Glenfinnan and Highland Gathering for next week. Mm-hmm. So you're going to play it the same as last Saturday, which might have been really good or went really bad. So spread it out a little bit. And so I think it's really good to play. I don't think you have to. I thought about that adage, those who can do and those who can't teach. It's a load of bullshit for starters.
I agree. But
and the reason I think that it is that in so many professions, except for our lonely piping one,
right,
those who can and do are too busy to teach. And they have $1 million contracts and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And we have none of that.
Right.
And part of my ability to do is because I teach. So the amount that I learn showing someone something all the time, it's like, oh yeah, I need to do that myself when I play today. You learn a ton. So
oh yeah, huge. That was when I first started teaching, that was a big part, was how much you learn from teaching, because a lot of things I say to people, I realize like, wait,
it makes
talking about me.
Yeah.
Like I need to do that too in my own playing or whatever it is. Like you see everything through your own lens, obviously, but that's a big part of it.
I think so. Yeah, that adage it's one of those great adages because people could remember it, and it's really just the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's great if you don't care about anything enough to teach someone else how to do it.
Right. Yeah,
like, and that's where I think a lot of it comes from, right? Like, oh, I'm not going to teach someone how to do this because that could potentially affect my success.
Right.
And if you care about something enough, you're going to want to teach people how to do it. That's just being a normal human being.
Right.
I think a lot of it on those who can do and those who can't teach comes from people, this is what I think, that are jealous that didn't get asked to go and teach.
Oh, maybe.
I can see that.
You think of something like the NHL, there's a lot of great athletes, skilled beyond skilled professional hockey players. But how many of those guys get to go to summer camps in all these little cities in the U.S. and Canada to teach that 5-day hockey school that's going on? Mm-hmm. A bunch of them probably get asked, like, you bet, I'll help the kids, it's going to be great. And how many are going, God damn, I never get asked? And those are the people I think to go, those who can't do. And they just,
Well, and true enthusiasm is a virus. Like, you just spread it.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, as soon as you're super enthusiastic about something, you spread it far and wide. It's like Fusco with herpes.
Maybe, I'm not sure how that works with music, but geez.
I was sorry. We all turned to watch what Bruce was
I have a 15-minute timer. I have to make a dick joke every 15 minutes,
yes.
Else I lose my job.
Yes, absolutely. He gets electrically shocked if he doesn't. But
so you don't see Bruce, but there's a car battery right under my seat, and it'll sterilize me if I let it go too long.
So I have another great story about Bruce. A slight change. It relates to a student of mine at the time. So, and this is the other time I met Bruce, was he was here in Vegas. I don't remember if you were judging, but I know for sure you were performing because you played in the kitchen piping contest out here on Fremont Street. Oh,
yeah. I got a little, there's a gig that I'd like to forget.
Yes. So this is another great story. That's fantastic. So, so Bruce came, do you remember why you were here that weekend? Were you judging?
I was.
Or maybe just teaching the Phoenix band maybe or something?
I was out doing something. I think I was teaching. I might have been teaching the Phoenix band, and then we came, and I didn't judge because I played the solos.
Oh, right, instead. Exactly. You ended up playing the solos, right? The pro solos that weekend, but then you played in the kitchen piping contest, which was at Hennessy's that year on Fremont Street. And what was funny was, so Bruce is out here, and I was there. I watched the whole thing because one of my students at the time was in it. And all these guys, there's some pretty good players that year, at least for us.
Is this like Sean slapping everybody?
Yes. So Bruce is there, and Bruce goes maybe third or something, and he's just fucking crushing it. He's out there playing every goddamn hornpipe.
So he's playing like Bruce Gandy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, fuck, this is good. So then Sean went last. So little Sean, who plays with Phoenix, he was used to play with us. He was probably 10 at the time, maybe 11.
Fucking knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, he was tiny. And so to be fair, Bruce, I arranged his whole set. The whole thing he did, I told him, like, all right, you're going to go out there with the flute and you're going to play a little bit of Hector the Hero, which he loved. And then you're going to be like, this is not cool enough. The whole thing was planned, right?
Oh, it was well staged. I knew at the moment I was finished that this whole thing was staged, and I was like,
oh, yeah. Big time. Oh, it was a whole thing. He was a cute kid, too, so you got that going. He had
Was that the one where you had me put him on the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole fucking thing. We had him, like, lift him up, Josh, go up behind him and lift him up onto the table.
He comes up to me out of nowhere. He's like, hey, when I give you the signal, you need to put Sean on the table. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm just like sitting there enjoying my beer.
Yeah, you were just hanging out, whatever, in a kilt, whatever. And so Sean really wanted to win this thing because the first prize was like, I don't know, $100, $200, something like that.
$100.
And he tells me, he's like, I want to buy an Xbox One. And this was 5 years ago. He's like, this will help me get there. I'm like, we'll make this happen. I don't know. We'll figure out a way. Right. And that's literally what he did with the money. So anyway, he goes out there, he does his thing. He plays the flute. Josh puts him on the table. Crowd, of course, he's a cute kid. Whatever happens. So what was funny about that was Bruce was not happy.
well,
This is why you don't enter kitchen piping contests with a 10-year-old.
With a 10-year-old. Yeah.
Well, I said that I didn't want to play. I was actually sick that weekend too. I had a throat infection, which pissed me off for the contest because I couldn't even drink.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there having 7-Up or some damn thing, or Wink or whatever you call it down there. One of those. The white colored Pepsis, Sprite. And I'm like, okay, this is boring. I'm gasping away, and I don't want to do this. And I know I'm getting thrown in to be a peg here for something. Fucking Robert Watts grinding my gears all about it.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was there too. That's right.
The best part of the night though is that I did get $4.
$4? Hell yeah!
And it was funny because when I went outside, when I went outside to tune up, because it was like, well, you can go to this room, and I'm like, okay, I gotta at least make my pipe sound all right. And it was just hellish. So I went outside the door, and this is great. I was tuning up, just around and not doing anything, just
literally tuning phrases.
So I stopped for a minute. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll head back in and we'll see what the noise is and when I can go and be done with this thing. And these 3 people come in and go, whoa, man, what were you playing? I'm like, oh, I'm just playing pipes. I wasn't really playing anything. Oh no, it was fucking awesome. And they're like,
paying you money.
you gotta start making up a name for it.
Just lie to them.
I said, I'm not busking. And they went, no, man, you weren't busking. That's for sure. You were rocking it. And I'm like, okay.
Never turned down money as a piper.
I was playing Bruce Gandy's Farewell to Hennessy's.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was +4 before I even started. It seemed which was the pity part of the gig. And then I thought, when he came up there, I went, oh, really? You brought me in so that you could slam me down on the floor. So
you thought he wouldn't have a ringer? Come on.
Well, I judged Sean at Phoenix right before when I'd met Andy before, and I think that's I always figured he had it in for me because he tried to play twice and he broke down and then he stood and had a tear like, so I can't try again. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm afraid not. You can't try again. I gave you a couple cracks at it already at the Phoenix games, and I thought he's going to get me back one day, and he did.
Oh, he definitely did. I remember that, actually. That's right. I forgot about that. But yes, he did, because he was, I don't know, because he's not like a nervous kid about competing, but for whatever reason, I think that might have been his first P-Brock, maybe.
Yeah, and he couldn't remember, and he was
exactly.
like, so I can't try again? I'm like, no, it's not a lesson, man. I can't let you do that because I have to let everybody do that. That's not right. And,
right.
Okay. And
also take your lumps.
You were there.
Well, but he's 10 years old. He didn't know. He was like stressed out. I remember that. I remember that day. Yeah, that because I was there for that too. He learned. Whatever. He's in grade 2 now. He's doing fine.
floated at the very beginning. I would have said, yeah, just go again, whatever, nobody knows.
Yeah.
But when they're halfway through and then kind of forgotten. But yeah, that was an interesting.
I didn't start as young as him, but I remember it being stressful.
Oh my God, yeah. Like
when I was like 13 doing fucking contests.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very stressful.
Always stressful.
I mean, I thought it was stressful then. Real stress probably came like when we were doing Ballybreeze. That was stressful.
You think?
Yeah. That was more stressful than most of like the stuff we've done stateside.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, if you're trying to do something that's a little more than you're used to, then it could be a little tough, I think.
Especially if you're full of nothing but booze and fried chicken for
like fried whatever they eat in Northern Ireland.
Fried fucking everything in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, whatever they eat. And, yeah.
I don't know why you'd be stressed then if you knew you were going to be liquored up, you know?
Well, it was a whole thing. Like, because I felt the same. Like, I was. We
got stressed about different shit, though. I feel like, right? Like you were stressed. Well, also you were physically ill. Hanging and shitting.
Yeah. Oh, that one time. Yeah. But like, I was stressed the whole time. Like every time we played, because we were playing in the Worlds. That was one of the things we did. But it was just like because I care, I guess, essentially, and I didn't want to fuck it up for the band. And that's a big thing, right?
That's the biggest thing is you don't want to fuck it up for everybody else.
That's what I agree 100%. I've always said that, like, you know, the odd time these drummer things come up and they talk about they can't get a piper, and we're not going to go down that road, but there's all sorts of reasons why. And I kind of usually say, because we need some warning, man. You know, you want me to go up and crap on this guy's day because you gave me 20 minutes warning, just thinking, oh yeah, I can remember that tune. I haven't played for 14 years. And away we go. You know, and you know, you show up at the games yourself and you're late or whatever reason, and they go, hey, you know, 4 guys scratched you up. Well, you're pissed off, but you go, okay, whatever, we'll just play and see and hope it works. And you go and do your thing. But if you get hauled on, it's like, I need you to play for that drummer, you're nervous. And it's because you're just not confident that you're not going to screw up their game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to shit on your partner. And that's what happens with bands sometimes. People think they're going to screw it up for people. And I mean, I've always had a thing with the band. When I know my pipe's right at the end and I know I can hit the bag, and it's, you know, I do a couple of tacks before boom, and I know the pipe's on money, I don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. After that, because you just enjoy the ride. To me, it should be the only variable that is there on band day. Is that once that starts, it should be just like you're playing China anyway.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of the way that I tend to look at it. As I've tried to, I guess, disassociate myself is a bad term, but I'm trying to like have pipe band be my happy place.
Right.
Well, and you go along for the ride. Well, it's happening, and it should be a good ride. And you know,
why is my dog so shit?
We're endlessly bent on bloody execution issues all the time as well with piping, that it drags over into a hugely negative way. It's like, holy fuck, you missed a D doubling in your D throw, like, shoot me. Wow.
And you shouldn't dread practice. Like,
no,
it
I
should
have
be
to
a thing you
tell
look
people
forward to.
Week in and week out, and on my dojo class, tell me what you thought. And let's not count the first 5 mistakes. Now tell me really what you thought.
Right.
Because they're all freebies. You know, they're freebies, and let's just figure it out from there, and you see what you can do. But it's, you know, it's.
I think the way that I tend to look at it is, and I've said this 1,000 times before, is like now that I'm less competitive, I try to just kind of play my position, and don't be the problem. And it's like, if you're not being the problem, you can actually just kind of.
How can you be less competitive in the band that you're playing in, though? If it's the same band,
well,
then you've just decided
I'm one of 2 bagpipers in the band.
There's 3 of us, 4, maybe 4, if you want to. Yeah.
Frozen.
But I just try to, like, you know, play my position. little bit of cruise control.
Well, yeah, that's important as a player, obviously. Know your music. Essentially, Bruce is saying know your goddamn music.
And know your music and make sure your
if
pipes
you strike in okay, then you'll be fine.
Make sure your pipes aren't shit.
And if you're Angel, you're fucked.
Like the big thing, one of the biggest things I learned, especially if you're just like blending, which is what I've been doing for the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 months, 7 years.
Right.
Is like if you're a blending player, just make sure your shit's not trashed and that you aren't playing the music the worst. Everybody's
blending. That's what makes it sound good.
That's what being in a band is. And as a rock band, that's what we're doing. Like when I play in my band, we're all trying to blend together to create this better thing.
Well, everyone can blend except for you. The kit drummer can't blend.
Well, no. We'll think about it in more like a broader sense. We're all like, we have 3 totally separate instruments, and we're trying to blend together to create this wall of sound, if you will, of whatever the music is that you're creating. Same thing in a pipe band. Like, yes, blending, if you want to take that literally, yes, every piper's trying to we're all trying to make this one instrument sound, right? And the drums are trying to sit in there in that pocket. And when it really sings and they're sitting in there, like this band, this group of players becomes a band, right?
What's the difference between playing 2 years ago in the band, going to band practice, getting your pipes right, getting help, and playing your position now? It's the same thing, is it not? Only maybe you have a touch more confidence now?
I think I'm just more aware of it.
Which means you're more confident. You can't be aware of shit if you're not sure how the second part of the Strats Bay goes.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm just more aware of and for me, and this is only speaking to me personally, for me it's coming from trying to, make sure that on top of not letting everyone else down that I have to deal with in my life, also not letting my band down during my free time. I think that's a big thing for me and a big motivator.
But it is, I think it is for most people, and everybody has the strengths here and there that they can work on. Whether people show up with excellent bagpipe, we got a couple in our band, excellent bagpipes. My God, you're not sure if they're going to make it through the tunes because the memory thing is always risky. And there's 2 or 3 I can think of. One of my own students, and somehow put a kilt on, put them under pressure, and I'm like, the amount of times I've gone, Jesus, man, you could have done that on Tuesday, and I would have been feeling a lot better. But no, they crash and burn in my house time after time. And then they come out on the contest day and they play. I'm like, that's really solid. Where did that come from? Awesome, by the way. So you find people's strengths and then you work on that and then you help where you can on the rest of it. And as you get more comfortable with, when you get comfortable with everyone, I think you're all right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But obviously you got to put the work in to get there. Your band obviously is probably significantly different than ours, being, grade 1 and all that sort of thing. But
no,
it's similar.
I disagree. In ratio, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
The end product might be a little different. Same with us in field marshal. It's the same thing, same happening. Right. They just happen to have a higher skill set of players and just better.
Right.
And we aim to do that. We're all on that same. It's like saying a middleweight's not as good a boxer as a heavyweight boxer. It's all, to me, it's all the same thing, just a different ratio.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
is it working?
Not entirely, but
I was watching it. What the hell? Something weird's going on. But okay.
You think it's just me when stuff doesn't work.
No, I was just kidding. So let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to ask you about? Oh, so I wanted to tell a quick. Well, we're gonna bring somebody in here, Bruce, real quick. We're just trying to work on the technology here.
All right.
Who knows you?
Oh, good. I'm gonna get slayed, asshole.
No. We're not gonna trick you or nothing. It's nothing bad. But there we go. Starting to make progress. There he is.
Am I supposed to see this too?
You will see it in a sec once it happens. Yeah.
Look at you guys, technological wizards.
I wish.
We're not. That was way complicated what just happened.
I'm just trying to type and it's just nah, go fuck yourself.
It's it did not. I was why was it doing what it was doing? It was so weird. So yeah, let's just hold for a sec. And then we'll go to that last story here because I'm sure this person will contribute.
Excellent.
Give me what's your time, by the way? Can you give me an update on time?
Maybe 15 tops.
Okay, got it. Perfect. That'll be perfect transition.
120 for you guys, I guess. No, 220.
220, got it.
220.
All right. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
His invite is sent.
Cool. He's. I was chatting with him. He's ready to jump in.
I mean, we'll see if it works because apparently nothing does today.
Right, nothing wants to work. But right.
This is why we cannot have nice things.
Not only that, but I had fucked up and posted the wrong link originally. That's why there was nobody in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to correct
you
it.
Fucked up the. Well, I posted it in the comment section on that.
I posted it like 2 seconds too early. I grabbed the link 2 seconds too early.
All right. Real quick, one of the things that we're talking about more our experience in our band and the theme of like playing your position. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that I have not been the best band member. Okay. What I've tried to do is just like get my ass through the door.
That's 90% of it is showing up.
Yeah, like when I look at my peers, I'm like, okay, like I'm obviously not the best band member because I'm not putting the work in that I would like to. I'm not doing the standard I would like to hold myself to.
Sure.
But I'm also not staying home.
Well, that's something. That's not everything, but that's something.
It's a twofold thing, man. Like if you're not setting yourself to the standard you hold, but is that standard for real or is it a false one where you think you're Jack Lee and you're not? Or
I can't be Jack Lee. I'm a lot taller.
No,
you know what?
Not. He's huge. He's gigantic.
You think Jack Lee's gigantic?
He's tall. He's your height
Uncle
for
Jack?
sure. Absolutely. He's your height.
Jack's really 6'1".
Yeah.
6'1"
I have lunches larger than Uncle Jack.
You're out of your mind, dude. He looks smaller on TV, but
yeah, you're
out of your mind. Oh,
hey, Trevor.
Look who just joined us, Trevor.
We got my pal Trevor on here.
What's going on?
Well, I don't know. I'm glad it's you. I think
the wheels have fallen off the bus, my friend.
Yes.
Getting a complete roasting from these guys.
Trevor's been here a couple times. He knows what it's like.
Yeah, I know what it's like in the hot seat, but it's okay. It's all fun. It's good to see you all.
It's good to see you, bro. I miss you.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your new project?
It's good. It's I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel with Omicron and COVID, and things are getting a little bit safer. I mean, I think our idea of what numbers are safe in LA are hilarious because like if you're in New Zealand, it's like 2 people get it, and it's like everyone locked down. But like here, it's like, oh my God, it's under 1,500. Like let's go out and like be in a crowd. So we're kind of all the pieces are in motion. We're starting up rehearsals. Coming up here next weekend. So I've tied in about 4 sheepskin bags and my hands can't do anymore. So I'm going to give myself a day to pause and then continue with the rest of the people.
I saw your guys' tie-in party.
Trevor, you need to get people to just pay the $40 and find the goon, at the Hands of Steel to do that. That'd be the last thing I'm doing is tying in pipe bags.
Yeah. If you know anyone in the Los Angeles area.
Seamus will do it. He will definitely take money for it. There's no doubt.
We got a couple here that do it. I don't do it anymore unless it was emergency on my own and do it. I can't play for like 3 days if I tie in a bag.
Oh, it's the worst.
Well, I'm one of those gluttons for punishments. It's like, I'm going to make my own kilt, tie my own bag in.
Jesus Christ,
lathe my own chanter. No, I'm not going to do that, but you know what I mean.
Do you make your own reeds? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Time is money, man. If I got that much time, I'm playing golf.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got to take a page out of your book, Bruce, on how to learn to relax.
Yeah.
I just take all the tie-in materials and choke myself in a Batman mask. So
stop praying sometimes, man. But you're talking, Josh. You're talking about holding yourself up and everything, and I've had the great experience of working with Trevor's previous band, and I mean we had an amazing week coming into it, really not knowing what each being the band was going to get out of me and what I was going to get out of the band. I mean, we started at ground zero with a few phone conversations, and I could say I was impressed the very first day when the band, surely it didn't sound great, but it was like a week before and it was cold out. And I remember Trevor telling me he had 5 people that had never actually played their pipes in the rain before, let alone being cold. And I kept them out there, not thinking about it. I thought, well, I'll put them to work and we'll see who really complains. And it wasn't to be sadistic or anything. It was just to see how hard are these guys working and what's their limit and who's doing what. And nobody said boo. They were just like, yeah, that sucked. Let's do it again. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's get that March better. Let's do it again. And I thought, okay, well, we got to stop soon because I'm cold for God's sake. And it's drizzly, rainy and stuff. But the band played, and we went from there to there all week long because there was nothing that they couldn't do. There was stuff that wasn't going to end up in the result, but there's nothing that we talked about that didn't seem like, yeah, we can do that.
That's one of the mottos
and
we use on our.
It was because everyone showed up and was ready to work every day, apart from one person, who
and that was Trevor.
set an example. And you know what? I'm positive that it was an inspirational to others because they saw like, man, we need to pull away in case this person doesn't play.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. I think, it's, winning an award or whatever, like getting a placing is awesome. But I think truly, and I know it sounds silly to say this, but it's like, I think truly talking to everyone in the band after when we got back home was just how grateful we were for Bruce's like consistent and continuous and like productive coaching method, like all week. And like, the experience of knowing where we started and where we ended up, and like where we ended up is not like grade 1 SFU, like, field marshal level playing or tone, but like the improvement there was like such a motivating factor and like kind of just gave everybody kind of a glow after the performance. And after, it's like we kind of felt good about it and we're like, you know what, it's with the gods now. Like if we get a result, awesome. And if not, like we came here and we did the best we could. And we've improved both of these sets like more than we have in an entire season because of like the, just the environment of being with someone like Bruce, but also like having everyone there for like the whole time and like no one having an excuse. It's like, it's when you live with everybody for a week and everyone understands that we're rehearsing at a certain time and what the expectation is, like that's, invaluable to be like, hey, let me just go down and like change this generator, like fix this like tie-in on the bag or like adjust this drone read. Like you can't do that week to week at rehearsal. And so you kind of get like so much more control over what's happening. And there's so many less variables when you have that.
I should say it's important to make sure, remember that Alex was a big part of that too. I brought him in on a couple of days.
Yeah.
Just said, come on, I'll take you for a few beers, but I could use a hand for an hour and a half here so that I don't have to spend 3.5 hours with the pipe corps. And we kind of just tag teamed around, went and fixing pipes and doing it and drones and running around this thing. But I also, a lot of the band needed help in XYZ, but it became easier. And I thought this again, Andy, you talk about, how much does it feel when you win a prize? And we win some good band contests and it's like, awesome. We won Maxwell. It was great. It was really super good. And remembered that for a while because I'd won lots of them with the Frasers, but this was with young people in our band.
Right.
But the feeling that helping coach this band where my job wasn't even to be in the circle playing, it was just like will these guys to do it and then stand there absolutely shaking in my boots when they played on the outside of the line, like come on, fuck this up, come on.
Right.
I can tell you though that I'll tell you how meaning it was, because if I go like this up there on the wall next to the hole that's in the wall, which is really my electrical cabinet, I can't really focus. You see that white paper?
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
That's a thank you note from Trevor Takahashi that sits up in my wall there.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah.
From there. I keep that up there all the time. And and look at it. So, because that was like, holy shit, you can really feel good, but you can do stuff. And part of what made it, I don't want to say easier or better, but it is easier or better, is that I didn't have to worry about my own. I mean, I play my solo pipes in between to get ready for my own solo gig, but I didn't have to have my band pipe going and press my uniform and be at a band meeting for that. No, I was like, here's practice. I was there. Let's go. And it's a super awesome kind of coaching experience, but it answers very true to the lasting effect of helping people is way more than,
right,
doing it yourself.
Yeah. That's a good, I think that's a good note to close Bruce out on.
Yeah, I know you have a heart out. Bruce, I very much appreciate your time today.
Yeah, man.
But I'm blessed.
I didn't even take the easy glory hole joke with where his electrical goes through.
Yeah.
But you had a few more, I'm sure.
It's a layup. I mean,
we got to now that we've eased Bruce in, we're gonna bring him back and then totally go crazy.
Yeah, we've warmed him up. The foreplay is over.
Yeah.
He's warmed up. He's
lubed up and ready to go.
Here you go.
Bruce, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for spending some time with us today, and I hope to see you again soon, bro.
Yeah, man, we really do appreciate it.
All right, you go easy on my friend here.
Oh no!
No way!
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm beyond that period.
Trevor already knows what he's in for.
Yeah, I told you I'm a glutton for punishment. Why do you think I'm here? Sheepskin bags and then this.
All right, so
you're one of those all press is good press people, I think, Trevor.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No press with us is good press.
Yeah,
we'll be in touch, and if not, I'll see you.
Yeah, in a week or so. Yeah.
Hey, safe travels, brother.
And I'll talk to you soon, Trevor.
Bye, Bruce. Good to see you.
I'll be at Monterey as well in July.
Oh, nice. Good to know.
You guys are going to be there.
And we'll catch you when you're in Vegas, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna take
right on. Thanks, guys. It was a blast.
Thanks, Bruce.
Take care. Bye.